Hello YouTube, back in on another victory for PB's Punishers, and this video, planning, hitting, swagging. It's a bit of a follow-up from the previous video where I went the overview war plan um, for the Punishers on that war, and obviously we came away with a victory, so I'm just going to show that there. We had 97% pretty much on total destruction and 73-71 on stars, so a pretty good victory. I've got some of the boys in here on chat, and I have Ken, who his account Rosie hit on number 9, took it out on a date. Jakul, and it was a pretty swaggy hit. So what I wanted to do was have a quick look at the base, go over just sort of the first things I notice about it, and Ken's going to come in and talk us through what he saw, how he planned the hit, and why. So other than the fact that this base just was begging to be hit. So first things first, we've got the CC in the center, but it's still easily lurable if that's how you want to go. Nothing really standing in the way of that air defense at 9 o'clock if you wanted to draw. Also, 3 out of 4 air defenses and the sweepers are all bunched together in that first central compartment, along with 4 of the splash damages, and they're not even maxed for Town Hall 10 or Town Hall 9, I think, for that matter. So um, nothing too much to worry about looking at the base. Heroes are pretty low level, and other than that, not a lot to write home about. Most of the point defense is located on opposite sides of the base, so you're not going to be too troubled through most of it. But Ken is in the room with me at the moment, and we're just going to sort of talk through what he saw on the base and what he decided to go with the hit. So jump in whenever you're ready.
Hey, I'm ready, Vision. How you doing?
Yeah, good man. So what did you see on number 9 that made you want to just smash its face?
Very large, wide open channel down the middle. I could get in with one jump and back out the other side with one jump and take care of pretty much the entire base with my kill squad.
Which
I was
is,
looking to swag.
yeah, well, we'll be able to see how successful that went in a moment. So if you want to jump in on the replay, I'm going to count us in. That way we're in the same place, and you can just sort of,
Okay.
we'll just pause it straight away. Actually, going on the replay, pause straight away, and just show us what your army is, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to pause that at 221. Um, so 3 golems, 14 hogs, a whole bunch of wizards going in there. Notice 1 giant as well.
Yeah, I like to start with a nice wide funnel. With this base, I didn't need to go necessarily too wide because I just needed to get those 2 cannons, the one near noon and the one leaning towards 9, down, and our funnel would be set then. The giant is more or less a shield for when I send out my hogs, if I
Yep.
send my hogs out.
If love it, awesome. So I'm at 221. You at 221? I'm gonna play it
I
in
am.
3, 2, 1, and just walk us through how you're setting everything down here.
We're going to use the golems to tank while we set down a few wizards on each of the corners. The funnel.
Yep.
Once we start getting some of the trash buildings out of the way, we'll come in with a jump right over top of the mortar, and
Perfect.
then we'll have our third golem for more tank.
All right. So 2 wizards, third golem down.
And then heroes and bowlers coming in right after that. Gonna watch that CC and get the poisons down. Won't be a problem.
That funnel's like the Grand Canyon.
Seriously, it's a good
Wide
one.
open.
And just all that splash damage basically going to go down from the bounces, from the skips of the bowlers, without even actually coming into range of it for the most
Yep.
part. Actually got the entire base accessed at this point. So I noticed you have some hogs there.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Just a few.
We sent down 2 on the lone archer tower.
Yeah,
Between 12 and 3 there. Get that out of the way.
it's 3. I think you must have fat fingered. You dropped 3.
Oh, I did.
Ah, think of the lost swag. Incredible.
I thought it was only 2.
And pretty much the queen just cleaning everything at this point.
Yep.
I mean, Golem's still tanking.
I was
Clean-
trying to be patient and not use the other 11 hogs, but I decided to use one on the outside archer tower there that my queen can't reach without beating through a wall.
I was gonna watch that hit, and I figured that might be coming.
Yep, it's coming down.
There we go. And just more cleanup than necessary, and a
And then the
parade.
hogs come in at noon.
Yep. And
They
that's
go parade.
and they didn't even hit anything, so I think, or did they hit something? Doesn't count as swag if you hit something.
They didn't. Oh, they did. They came in.
but-
Useful swag.
Awesome. Yeah.
Useful swag.
That was a good scout hit.
It was.
Yeah.
So
We
someone
can
can come
build
in.
on
Yeah, someone can come in and swag better sometime. Awesome hit. So
That's rough.
Bones is in the room, in the building. So we're going to drop down to 23, Retribution, who didn't seem to get a lot of Retribution this war because didn't really do that good of a hit in general, overall, for an 11. So it's an engineered base. So I'm going to scout that one up. And we had one of our Town Hall 7s beat this. It's the only reason I'm showing it is because a Town Hall 7 absolutely beat his face off, and that's just embarrassing for him. So I'd like to show it. It's a pretty standard base. Looking at it, nothing too major. Only 1 air defense, so nothing really to fear from air. There's only a queen and some pretty low-level archer towers. So it just makes sense, especially at a lower town hall level, that you're going to be using something like your dragons, basically giant air tanks, to come in on that. So I'm going to put that replay on, and you guys can feel free to make fun of the base and laugh with me while we do this. So he's coming 10 level 2 drags, 3 rages, which makes sense given that there is no need to. Well, he doesn't have earthquakes anyway, does he? At level 7, at Town Hall 7. So there's actually no need to zap quake or waste lightnings on an air defense. HP wells like here, so he's raged in to take out the CC, which is a dragon, which kind of expected, and a little bit of HP defending that air defense, which is set in the middle. But I noticed the other big lots of HP, like the storages, were actually out of range of anything else that targets air, which in my opinion is always a bit of a mistake, because that's about the one thing, especially on lower level bases, you want to do is anything that's air targeting, you want to have a lot of HP around it, just to slow things down.
That's true.
Is that what we're supposed to do?
It's just my personal way that I like to build bases, but we all know what happened to my base this war. It got dipped and he just smashed the face off it. So
Yeah, it's a dip.
so even though this is a Town Hall 7 versus an 11, it does feel a bit like a dip because he's got, what, 2, 4, 6, 8 drags, 8 or 9 drags still alive.
Yeah, there's 8 of them still up.
Yeah, so
And the CC loons.
yeah, and they're just walking around cleaning everything. So again, it's just engineers really aren't anything to be particularly afraid of if you've got confidence in the rest of your clan to sort of make a plan and hit it. Being that he was down at 23, I mean, I didn't even see what level his Teslas were, but they clearly weren't max, I don't think. Because that would have been a
No,
bit
he
more.
wouldn't have been down at 23 if he was max Teslas.
Yeah, not at all. So we might throw one more in there. I haven't seen all the hits this war. A little embarrassing. So do you guys want to see the hit on Hugh?
On Hugh?
Yeah, what
Yes.
yeah, what Hugh was it? I can't remember. Is there 2 Hughs in this clan?
I think it's just Hugh Jas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hugh
Pretty-
Jas it is. Okay, that'd be number 1. All right, so I'll do one more quick scout on that. So max walls, pretty much a maxed base, but he doesn't have an eagle, I don't think, looking at that really quickly. Max level
No eagle.
heroes, yeah, max level heroes, max walls, no eagle. Trying to keep the weight down for the clan, keep himself looking
The,
thin.
the openly admitted mistake that was made on this attack was the jump came down late. That was the only thing that could have made this any better, and not that we needed it to be any better.
Yeah, I mean that's 63%. I mean that's a big 10v11%.
That's a great 10v11, yeah.
And just with the hero levels and what's going down on that, it's a really good hit. So do you guys know? You guys saw this hit, so let's
Yeah, the jump is going to come in right around that expo in the center, but it comes late.
Okay.
If it had been in just a little bit sooner, the king wouldn't have beat through that wall before it happened. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to put the replay on in 3, 2, 1, and so I'm guessing the entry comes in the 12 to 9, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great queen walk.
So level 35 queen, 5 healers for her. Gosh, he makes me feel bad. Makes me feel bad. And,
typically, when you do a queen walk at 10v11, you're going to bring 5 healers.
Yeah. And typically, if you're Adam, you're coming in with half a dozen baby drags because he loves them. And they do such a good job funneling for him. I don't know how. I'm just not great with them. Pretty unfortunate on the wall breakers there.
Well, he dropped him a little
He had
early,
2 more.
probably. He dropped him a little early because of the splash damage, but
Yeah.
that wasn't a big mistake. That was just one of the things that happened.
And he had spares. Which was
Yep.
good.
He accounted for it, so it was all good.
I was surprised. I did watch this hit. I was surprised that the Valks came in when they did. That was the one bit that did surprise me. I thought that he was going to wait and try and dive them later, but it was kind of good that he did.
Well, the thing about it is this anti-2 base that we're seeing right now, the Infernos were not protecting the Town Hall at that particular angle. He picked a really good angle to hit this at to get that 1 star there, and then he used baby drags to get the percentage. And he did a really great job at doing that.
And now we see baby drags coming in at 3 and 9 just to pick up a bit more percentage clearing, which is always cool at the end of a raid, especially when they don't have an eagle or when the eagle's gone down. So plenty of percent. I was a bit gutted that those baby drags joined together at that point. And I thought that minion was going to come down in a different position. I thought the minion was going to come down closer to the 3 o'clock, but I have this feeling he drops it somewhere else. Sorry, at the
I think he ends up wasting that minion, to be honest. Because it's
Got an
only
elixir collector out of it.
Yeah.
He did get an elixir collector out of it, yeah. Maybe it was his first hit, which was still really good, but I think he wasted 1 minion on that one too.
Yeah, so it was awesome hits. I mean, 63%, and to be fair, it's good to show Adam a bit of love on here because he's had 2 pretty good wars, to be honest.
Yeah, 2 in a row even.
Yeah,
he turned a giant corner with this particular war. Like he was paying attention to what was going on.
Yeah, really good.
He did a really good job this war.
And just looking at the board, I mean, we only lost 2 stars on this, and we had people come in and hit bases that had already been 3-starred just because they wanted to get some practice in and hit a higher level base. Manny came in on 6 that had been cleared. It got
did we have any fails, to be honest with you? We lost 4, but those are probably scouts.
Yeah, there were some scouts. There was some 6 was a 9, and it was a 9v9. It didn't go fully to plan. It was a bit unlucky on a few things. So there were a couple of hits that didn't go entirely according to plan or with the result that we'd want.
Didn't Blaine come in and do the first time ever on a bowler witch attack, I think on 4, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was the second time he did that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
would go
bowlers.
with that one because I scouted this one for that particular hit. And
That was number 4.
Yeah, I think Blame did a really good job on this one. This is a really
Awesome.
good dip hit that
So
maybe if you want to include that in your video,
I
you could.
I am watching it now. I totally gave you no warning, but you said it, and I decided to open in. So this will be probably the last one we come through here. So you've dropped the witches with a couple of healers. So it's the witch slap through there, or even the bitch slap uh, with the bowlers coming in with them, just widening that funnel. Heroes through the middle with the witches down and bowlers behind. So at this point, they're going to run straight forward into a whole bunch of damage. That's all linked up there. I mean, if I were hitting this at a lower level, you could freeze if you didn't have the tanking, you could freeze all 3 expos,
Mm-hmm.
smash them with Belks in a jump, um, and pick up percentage if a 9 was hitting this base.
I hit
So
this with a 9 as well, and I got 60. I hit this with a 9 and got 68%. Essentially the same attack minus the warden.
brilliant warden ability through the middle
Mm-hmm.
just while those infernos were burning things. 40 seconds left in the raid and into that last compartment basically where you're going to be able to access everything. Witches are still working on the outside, um, just getting splash damage by a mortar, and the other one's coming down there while the archer tower is occupied. So it's all clean up pretty much. Those 2 cannons aren't really going to do much. And just walking the way through pretty comfortably. Busted through the wall, and that's going to be access to everything. Those skellies are awesome on walls, eh? So good.
So many
Yeah.
Larrys.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you can put a bunch of Larrys in there to just be a wall breaker for you,
yeah.
their tank plus wall breaker, yeah,
All right, there we
just
go.
makes a huge difference.
Second to last or third to last building was the town hall. Um, obviously, it's an easy lure, like an obvious lure for people to come in at the town hall. But if you come in with a good strategy like that, I mean, especially if you're 11v10, coming in opposite that and picking up all the damage and basically all the real DPS first, and essentially using the second half of the raid as cleanup. So really solid hits and
Yeah,
plenty to look
we
at.
had a lot of amazing hits in this war. To be
Yeah,
honest with you, it was good. It was a fun war to watch. It was a fun war to be part of.
yeah. So it's a
Definitely was.
pretty awesome. Just scouting that base, finish on that base, and have everyone sort of look at that. Yeah, I mean, to come away with only 2 stars missing for the entire war, just sort of showed. I mean, we had 47 hits that went down. One of those, or 2 of those hits were from someone we weren't really expecting to hit anyway um, in the war. And then the last hit was never going to do anything on base number 1 or 2 anyway. So to get 47
Yeah,
out of 50 hits in,
it was Mini Bang and Mama Spice. So
yeah,
we never expect Mini Bang here. That's PB's son. He's
yeah,
just there for funds,
yeah,
and we love having him around. He's a good guy.
and he gets to come
There
in.
for glory.
Yeah, he gets to come in and make some hits and have a go hitting at war. And the upside is there's no pressure on him to do it anyway, so it goes really well. So
Mm-hmm.
47 out of 50 hits. Yeah, that's a good showing, and sort of shows how well everything was prepared. That people were having to hit tripled bases just for the sake of getting some practice in for the next war. So yeah, so it's pretty good. I think we'll probably end the video there. If we go into our current war, feeling pretty confident on this one. Plan's about to go down, so hopefully we'll come back with another video with a few more successful hits. So thanks for talking us through your hit, Ken, and Bones for coming in and Carve in the background every now and then, and just talking through some of those other hits.
Hoo-ah.
So hopefully we'll do a bit more specifics and do a few more of these later. But until then, everyone else, and you guys too, keep clashing, have some fun. So we'll see you next time.